Welcome to the 8:30 p.m. podcast. My name is Rishabh.
And my name is Arnav. On this podcast, we talk about tech, learning, and other interesting topics.
Hello, and welcome to the next episode of the 8:30 p.m. podcast. Today, it's going to be informal, and we're not going to have one main topic. We're going to discuss a variety of different topics. So, Arnav, what fabulous topic do you have for us to discuss today?
No. I've been working on a project, and it's been a lot of fun over the past few days. But we could talk about that if you want.
Yeah, sure.
So, it's like, see, this project is like over-engineering to the max.
Okay. Okay.
So it's just a simple blog website, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a few ways I could have done this. I could have done this with plain HTML.
Okay.
But I decided that was too basic. I'd like it to be a bit interactive for the user. So I was like, you know what? I'll use React, which is JavaScript, like a JavaScript framework, to make it more interactive.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I realized that React isn't, it's client-side rendering, meaning the browser does all the rendering for the HTML.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, React has HTML inside, which it spits out onto the page. And that's done on the client side. So I decided, you know what? Let's spice things up and do it server-side. So the server would read the React code and generate an HTML page from that. And so to do that, I use Next.js, okay? And so, you know, it's that means that performance is much better because your client-side browser does not have to do the work of rendering the page.
Okay.
So it's kind of, and then so I decided. So there are a few ways to do it, and since the project that I built, it has like people who don't know too much about programming, so I decided to make the articles how in a blog there's articles. I decided to make the articles in Markdown. Do you know what Markdown
No idea
is?
what it is. Another quick question. What is your blog about?
I mean, I actually don't know. I've just been building it.
Oh, right.
But, yeah. It's not mine. It's like for an organization.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, so I wrote all the articles the articles can be written in Markdown. So, if you don't know what Markdown is it's like how do I describe this here? Markdown is Markdown is a lightweight markup language for creating formatted text using a plain text editor. So basically, you're able to create like parts of like a text with a very simple syntax. So for example, in Markdown, if you want a header, like a header one element, like then you do one hashtag and then a space, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's quite a simple syntax which allows some pretty rich text features.
Okay. Like
bolding, italics, which you would not get from simple text. So it's like right in between advanced, like as in advanced, which you can get like rich features, but not too hard to learn, right? Mm-hmm. And it has a very simple syntax. There's like all kinds of guides and stuff. So I'm actually using like a flavor of Markdown called Markdown MDX, right? MDX. And so that allows me to use React, like a little bit of React inside Markdown. So that means I can like format the page in specific ways, or if there's like a specific like React component, which is like a small like piece of how do you describe this? Like for example, if you had like a React website, you'd have like different components, like a video component, or like a button component, something like that. So you can include those more dynamic components inside your Markdown. So that makes it even more advanced. So I just expect the other people to write the Markdown, and I can just copy paste it into my template for MDX. So anyway.
Wait, so do they even know how to use it? Because they're relatively new to programming, right?
Markdown is not too hard, actually. Here, I can send you the guide. It's quite simple. If you ever used a note-taking, like even Notion has like Markdown support, kind of, so where you can greatly speed up your workflow by just using Markdown syntax, which Notion can then convert into like header or like a quote, something like that. So anyway, so now the articles are in files, right? Like you might have like a TXT file, something like that. But these articles are in .mdx files. And so the thing is the rest of the website does not know like how many articles there are, or like how they're sorted, their title and other metadata like descriptions, and like even things like what you route on the website they're at, right? So for that, there are a few ways you could do it. You could do it by reading like the actual files using program like a library. You can read how many files there are and their names and stuff like that in a specific folder, which is how most blogs do it. Most blogs using React do it, but I decided I'd rather not, and so I decided I wanted to make a full API for this.
Oh, you want to be a cool kid then?
Yeah. So do you know what an API is?
Nope.
So an API is, it stands for Application Programming Interface. When it comes to the web, APIs are kind of like your backend service. So they serve data in a machine readable format, and this can be any data. So sometimes people have APIs which just send like actual whole pages full of HTML, right? Okay. So your client side web browser basically makes a request to your API, and it gets some response, and that response can be like an image, a JSON object, or like an XML file, something like that. It can be practically anything. So a lot of APIs use JSON, and that means that JSON just stands for JavaScript object notation, and it's fairly simple, and it's like a format that many languages can read. So your backend server could be written in like Python, and it sends JSON, right? And that JSON can be read by Java or JavaScript or C, something like that. So that's why it's very simple.
Okay.
And so I decided, you know what? It's not like an API without a database. It's kind of boring. So then I decided, you know what? Let's have a Postgres SQL database. So Postgres is like one of the more a very popular SQL database. I think we talked about this earlier. So yeah, it's just like a regular database.
So you're just giving yourself more and more work to do.
Hey, it's fun. And so Next.js allows you to include your API along with your pre-existing, like your client-side stuff. So you can have a separate route for your API with Next.js built in. But I decided, you know what? That's not the best when it comes to working with a database. So I decided to separate that out into a separate server, And so they're, and I decided instead of using like the REST API like model, which is where each action that you want to do lives on a separate route on your server, on your API server, you can have one route where the browser, where the client literally sends you a request with the details of like what it wants done or what kind of data it wants. So for that, I use another thing called GraphQL, which is like a language which allows for this kind of stuff. And so I decided, so now I have this back end with the database, and now I could connect it to the front end. And I decided maybe the admins want like their own dashboard.
Oh,
so then I built like an admin dashboard, and so it was fairly easy since the backend was already using GraphQL. So this could also connect to that, and so that's kind of where I finished. I actually finished it last night, and so that's been kind of bored today. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. But now I have to deploy it, which is going to be like a whole nother challenge. Because, like, see, the thing is right now I've been running everything locally, right? But, like, when you deploy it, that's when you realize, like, oh my god, I made, like, so many, like, errors and stuff. So, yeah.
Well, good luck on that. Oh,
yep.
Here's the thing I want to talk about. Okay. Have you used any of the Fire devices, Amazon Fire devices?
I think I told you, yeah, I had original Kindle Fire.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's bring this back topic up again. Recently, Amazon Kindle Fire devices. I had one recently, okay? Out of the blue, it just stopped working one day.
Was it one of those that were like $50?
No, it was the highest end Kindle Fire model. It's just $150. It's like on sale.
I mean, but still,
it was not that high end. Yeah, but it just stopped working. It just broke one day. Like, and here's the thing. I checked on the reviews page. If you look deeper into the reviews, you can find this thing happening over and over and over again. It seems like it's a recurring problem.
Can you take it apart?
Yeah, actually, I did take it apart. I removed the plastic screen. So the Kindle itself, it's a bit big. It's the Fire 10 HD. I forgot which model it was. But the actual thing, the front screen is impressive looking, but the back is entirely made of plastic. So you can just take a knife or something and just pry it off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, I think old Samsungs and all.
Yeah. And I tried, there was like a hard reset for that or something. I don't know. I completely forgot. It's been a couple of months. But I tried doing that. Nothing changed. It would just boot loop. So then I just gave up. And I just bought a Samsung tablet. And guess what? Nice. That hasn't stopped working.
Because like Amazon is kind of like cheap stuff.
Yeah.
Especially their Fire stuff. But the original Kindle is still growing. The original Kindle Fire is still going strong.
Really?
It still works. Although, like, Amazon has, like, Amazon servers, like, whatever you need from them does not really work. So, like, the App Store stopped working, and, like, some of, like, the other features kind of stopped working, so. But it still works. It's, like, I think, I had, like, Geometry Dash downloaded on there, so I actually play it once in a while.
Actually, that's the main problem with the Amazon Fire tablets. It's so limited because it only uses Amazon's proprietary software, right? So, even though it's a version of Android, it's a really, really limited version.
And kind of stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, you can already use a Kindle app on your phone or on your tablet already. So what's kind of the purpose of a Fire tablet?
Yeah. I just think it's like a cheap tablet.
Yeah.
Amazon can just... Because like the $50 one is kind of a good deal, not gonna lie.
Wait, isn't it just more expensive making their own software than using just regular Android for those Fire tablets?
Yeah, but they can do like more proprietary stuff with their own software, and kind of like when you get like at a certain size, it makes sense. Like it kind of like these companies realize that it's like good to like make your own to differentiate yourself from like the hundreds of other products out there.
Like Apple.
Yeah, and actually that brings me to another point. So I've been doing like I think we talked about this, right? Hybrid frameworks.
Okay. Right? I might have forgotten what it was.
So it's like write once, run anywhere. So
so you can write one program for one thing and it'll run anywhere you want.
Yeah. So I've been thinking more about it because I came across like an older video by this guy, and he said like how like one specific hybrid framework called React Native is very bad, and he was like citing how big companies move away from like all of these hybrid frameworks, and that's I think like the general trend. When a company gets big enough, they kind of realize that it's not a good idea to use like hybrid framework, right? Because then they can afford to have two separate development teams. And also like then like once your app gets big enough, obviously like the performance gets even more and more important. So that's why. So that might explain why Amazon would want to. Actually, I mean, then again, even like Chinese companies like Oppo, like
I have an Oppo phone.
Vivo, yeah, they all like customize it.
Actually,
have you heard of? Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just gonna add on. Amazon actually does make a lot of their own chips for specific machine learning and for database things. There are super, super highly specialized things, and they
make them.
Yeah, they make their own, and they use them. And they're super, and they actually make a large profit off that, selling their databases to for certain companies to use and all that other stuff.
Are you talking about AWS?
Yep, Amazon Web Services.
I mean, I don't know about cloud because I used to have. So GitHub is owned by Microsoft, right? And so they had like a student plan for anybody with like a school email. And so I got access to a bunch of stuff. I still have access to it. That's how I'm gonna get like the domain for us, right? For free for like a year. So I had access to Azure. The funniest thing happened. So I had 1 year free for Azure, Microsoft Azure, which is like Microsoft's version of AWS. And so, I kind of used it. I hosted a few web projects from there. I used some of their virtual machines and like databases and stuff. And then one day, I woke up to an email that said your Azure subscription has been canceled.
What? Wait. What?
So what happened so I think in February I was working on an app project, right? Basically, it was like, I think I told you, it was like an app where you can stream music, right?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, so I made the idiot mistake of putting all like my audio files into Azure storage buckets, and not like the cheap buckets, like the expensive storage buckets. So little did I know that I forgot to like turn them off and take my data off the cloud. And it turns out that over like 2 months, 3 months, right? They ended up using my entire subscription budget.
Oh my god.
It was like 90%. Like, you'd think my web hosting would probably take more because I never turned those off, right? Nope. They only took like $10. So I had $100 in my subscription for 1 year. And so they only took like $10 of hosting. VMs took like 1 cent because I'd only run them for like 5 minutes and then shut them off. And it turns out $90 was spent on storage.
Oh my god.
I mean, you live and you learn. So now I'm done. I'm stuck with like Heroku and like all these free hosting providers. So I kind of miss having Azure, but I mean, even all like AWS and Google Cloud, they all have their free tiers. But the problem is I don't have a credit card. So for their free tiers, you need a credit card, right? So
Mm-hmm. Wait, can't you just use a debit card, or do you have to use?
I don't have a debit card either.
Arnav, you need to open one up. It's actually quite useful to have one.
Yeah, I might. But as of now, I mean, it's fine. I mean, even the project that I was talking about, I'm hosting that for free on Heroku and Vercel, so it's not too bad. I kind of miss like having like access to VMs and all that kind of stuff.
Can't you just run a VM natively on your computer?
But you don't get the same performance. Like you can configure like a huge ass GPU and stuff. So
okay, that's.
So I've been doing that. I actually miss it now because I've been like getting back into AI and stuff. So, have you seen my creepy face bot?
You have a creepy face bot?
Yeah, I do. I had a Discord bot, which was like, it was kind of like my AI code garden where people could interact with. Like I'd taken some example like AI models and a few that I actually mostly example models I kind of adapted and maybe tweaked a little, and so you were able to interact with those. So I had to shut it off because it was using too many free credits on Heroku. So I shut it off like a long time ago, but it's kind of cool. And it has like a face GAN, which basically generates faces from scratch.
Generates faces.
And so that was from Google. Like they gave a lot of example code for TensorFlow, which is their AI library.
Wait! I still can't get it. Generate faces. What do you mean exactly by generating faces? Does it?
So you feed the model noise. So noise is just like random. I think I'll explain it this way. So an image is a matrix, right? Like it's a matrix of different colors, so it has dimensions, right?
Yeah.
So basically, I feed the model with a matrix of random numbers.
Okay.
Right, in a certain dimension, and then the model is able to. I've trained it on 2,000 pictures of faces. Okay. And so this might be a topic for another day, but it's able to then generate a face like from scratch. So yeah, that's it. And then it pops it into whatever, like voice chat or a text chat.
So it can generate whatever type of. So for example, if you just say I want a face,
no, you can't choose it. It just like generates.
Oh, it just generates it. Okay, so you can't even ask what type of face you want or anything.
No.
So it just.
I mean, then you can specify your training data, but.
Okay, but what would you do with that?
I mean, it's kind of fun. I mean, people kind of thought it was kind of creepy, but you know, it's not bad. I can send you images later, but it's not bad.
Okay, wait.
So I've been retraining it because I first trained it on Google's. Google has like a Colab, which is like you get access to like a big NVIDIA GPU or something like that. So I trained it on there, but they have like an 8-hour limit on how long you could run like stuff. And so since I got a Windows laptop recently and I configured it with like Anaconda, so I was then able to train it. And I did like the dumbest thing last night. So I wanted to like run it through the night and keep the lid closed, right, of this laptop. And so I set the power settings to like, you know, when you close the lid, nothing happens.
Yeah.
But then I forgot to like choose that what happens when you idle. So like when you don't touch the computer.
Oh, okay.
And so after 2 minutes, it just shut off, and I didn't like notice it. So I had about 1,500 epics worth of training, which is 1,500 times 30 is one.
Not enough. That's all.
So that was almost 30 seconds. Let's divide by 60. that was almost 750 minutes worth of training, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, since I didn't configure the power, I lost it all.
Drain.
Although, I mean, I did check. It did save checkpoints, so I wonder if I can keep resuming the training. But I don't know. It's kind of sad, but that's okay.
Okay, let me. Excuse me. Let's bring up some more topics. Arnav, have you ever seen a Nintendo Switch before?
I heard something happen, but I'm not too like. See, I've actually found my my Nintendo DS Lite.
Oh yeah! Wow.
It's like the only console I have, or like gaming device.
Mm-hmm.
So I found it, and then I found the charger. So I've been playing my games. I only have 2 games.
Oh, what games are you?
So I have.
Don't tell me you have Nintendo. Oh, there it goes.
No. Oh my god. I have FIFA Soccer 10, right?
Wow.
It's kind of fun. And then I have Lego Star Wars, the complete collection, or the complete saga.
It's a DS Lite, right?
Let me just show you.
It's actually...
I think it is.
Dang, that's an old console, actually. When did you buy that? Oh, yeah.
I got it as a gift.
Oh, nice. That's actually a pretty nice gift.
Yeah. And it's in pretty good condition. It's kind of scratched up, but I kind of lost it. Like when I went to Canada once, right? And I thought I left it at the hotel.
Oh, okay.
But then I realized I kind of found it like once we were moving to this house, and then kind of lost it for a few years, and recently I found it again.
Okay. So,
but anyway, yeah, you were talking about some...
No, just to add on to the DS thing. You can actually do a lot of homebrewing, so you can basically just change the DS, so you can basically get... You know what, this should be illegal. Don't add this into the regular part of the podcast. People were extremely butthurt on Twitter and on YouTube and any social platform, because... You know how the Nintendo Switch, if you've seen it before, have you seen a Nintendo Switch before?
Yeah, I've seen.
Well, I also own a Nintendo Switch, the original model. But the Nintendo Switch, basically, it's been... ever since it got released, it was outdated hardware.
Yeah,
you can basically,
I kind of remember that, yeah.
You can, when you play it handheld, it only plays 720p. Docked, it can go only up to 1080p. Even in their flagship games, there's some parts where the frames per second... are they're single digits sometimes. And people were really hyping up. They were Nintendo was going to release a new variation of the Switch. They thought this was going to be the Switch Pro with 4K, with all this amazing battery, with an OLED screen. Turns out Nintendo didn't give up about anything, and just released a new Switch with the OLED screen. And that's really it. It's just basically the same exact console, just with the new screen. I mean, it has a new kickstand and better sound.
Kickstand's very important, man.
But people were so mad.
I mean, even consoles, I was surprised. Consoles in general, they have kind of, not the greatest specs.
Yeah.
But even then, they're able to deliver great performance.
Yeah, but the Nintendo Switch is a handheld console, and you can dock it and do it on your TV, but it's never had... I was
surprised that they kind of went with that, because didn't, the Wii U, flop?
Oh, yeah. But the Wii U was, a weird version of the Wii with the handheld thing. Basically, the Wii U, people thought the Wii U was just an extra accessory for the Wii. They didn't realize it was an entirely new console. So... But people really liked the Nintendo Switch. But they got so butthurt from expecting too much.
I actually wanted to get a Wii, an original Wii, because when I was growing up, I never had any console, and so I used to go to my friend's house who lived across the street, and I used to play with I used to play on the Wii with him, specifically FIFA World Cup 2010. And it's not the greatest game, but it's, I have nostalgic memories of playing it.
I need to add on to this. One, I used to do the exact same thing, except it was the Xbox 360. I would go every single day to my friend's house just to play the Xbox 360. And two, actually, I still have one of the original Wii. It's not currently working, but if you can fix it up and see if it does work.
Okay, I might check that out. But yeah, I kind of wanted to get that, and they're kind of cheap nowadays, right? So maybe if I could fix yours up, maybe if you know any like what's wrong with it, maybe
it doesn't turn on. That's the problem.
I mean, probably if you search up "Wii does not turn on" causes and then stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's been sitting there for what, 5, 6? How long has the Wii been released? It's been years, right? Makes me feel old.
I've kind of gone back into this kind of stuff, but it's kind of fun.
What's the Wii?
Bring back old memories.
Yeah, the Wii. Wow, December 2006, Japan. So in US, it's 2006. Holy crud! Wow, I feel so old.
I had fun with it. I used to also play like Wii Sports and stuff on there.
Yep, Wii Sports.
That's fun.
Not even the official version, the one that came with the Wii, the demo version. I don't think people realize that was the demo version. That wasn't the real.
I played not the actual one. I think I played like some what's it called? I played like some tropical island.
Oh, Wii Resort.
Yeah. I played that one too.
But that one, you need the newer, fancier Wii with the extra add-on to the remote that basically...
Yeah, like the nunchuck or whatever it's called.
There's a motion control thing you have to attach on.
Yeah, good times.
You know what? This brings a funny story up. Basically, my friend, one time, I was when we were children, we were playing on the playground. Basically, I pushed her off and she broke her arm on the playset. Okay? It's technically not my fault. It kind of is. So when she was in the hospital for 2 to 3 days, I was just at her house overnight just playing her Wii. Hours and hours and hours. I still have the high score on Sword at Wii Resort, on the Sword thing, to this day.
So you literally injured somebody and just played with their Wii.
I did. Truly, I am the god of Sword and Wii.
It reminds me, like when kids are little, they do pretty dumb stuff. So like the place I used to live before, they had like a tiny like putting area, and so you could rent out these like small putters. And I remember one day, like one kid kind of like hit another kid on the head with the metal putter, like not even like the baby plastic ones, like the actual like.
Oh boy!
The thing is that that family kind of, I think, moved in from some foreign country and they couldn't really speak English. So then that kid's dad had to go with them to the hospital and try to like bring like a phone translator or something. It's just
oh my god!
Stupidest stuff.
Oh boy! Oh wow! Well, you know what? To add on to this, you know Steam, right? So the parent company, Valve. Actually, no. Wait. Valve is not Steam's parent company, is it? No.
It is. Right?
It is?
Valve.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it is, I guess. Well, they just released a new handheld console for $400.
What, they did? Oh, yeah, I think I saw it. It's like some, I think people called it, like, the Switch Pro or something like that.
Yeah, guess what? Yeah, it has specs of the Switch Pro.
Just buy it, then just get the Valve thing.
Well, it doesn't have 4K.
But you won't be able to use Nintendo games, right?
Yeah, but you can play Steam games, so I mean that's kind of unlimited then. It's pretty decent actually. It has an AMD processor. What is the RDNA? That sounds like something from biology. It has 16 gigs of RAM. Actually, it's pretty good for a handheld console. But here's the... Okay, now let's move on to my problems with Steam. I have
great.
a lot of problems with Steam, okay? Steam is amazing, okay? You can play so
Okay.
many different games from so many different publishers on there.
Mm.
But I have a Linux computer.
Oh yeah.
So I can only,
I heard
from
about
those thousands upon millions of games, I can only play less than a few hundred of them. Because they don't have special Steam compatibility with my computer. So I have a Steam account. I have Steam games. But I can't play it on my Linux
You have Steam games?
I do. I used to have a Windows computer at one point.
So what you can do is you can use GeForce Now.
Yeah, but GeForce Now you have to stream, right?
Yeah, but it's actually not bad. I mean, although on a free account it's limited to 1 hour, but still, it's not bad. You can play your Steam games and stuff. Although they do have like limited
Yeah.
game support, but it's not bad as long as you have like wired internet.
I mean, that's the reason why I play my console so much, because I just really don't like using it. Oh well.
Do you have wired internet though?
I
Ethernet?
don't. Actually,
I wish I had it. I had wired internet. That'd be like some things are just so infuriating on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, actually, my house does have wired internet, but this house was built 50 years ago. So the wired internet we had was from our last owner, and it's actually the lines are completely broken now. From what? Who knows? What?
Our house, like it's like even like the previous owner didn't like even bother, and that brings me to another point about like home ownership and stuff, or at least about this previous owner, because apparently like it's like when you're selling a house, and if the previous owner kind of died, you kind of have to elaborate where they died.
Really? Actually, do you?
It literally, on the property listing, it literally said, previous homeowner passed away, but did not pass away in the house.
Uh-huh.
It's probably because people are like kind of like scared that.
Yeah, I'm skeptical.
And we still get like mail in her name. So.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know how old she was? No idea.
She was like an old lady because she was our house was built in the 70s, and so she was the first owner.
You know, the same thing for my house. The previous owner passed away. Actually, I heard a lot of bad things about him from my previous neighbors. I mean, they've moved away. But he was supposed to be the meanest, oldest man. And he would kick people's balls and throw lemonade on children.
In fact, actually, so my neighbor was also like an old lady, and she was like, I think from Russia. So she passed away. I have no idea when, but like the house was kind of always empty, and so I think that her sons kind of decided like to sell it, and so they had a lot of stuff in there, like random stuff, and so they had like a whole estate sale. And that was like pretty crazy, seeing like how much stuff she'd accumulated. It was like all kinds of stuff, like from retro Pokemon to like Russian like dolls and
wow, that would be really cool.
And like fine cutlery and all that kind of stuff. And so I had fun like going through it. And so we also got like some like comics from the 70s, like Richie Rich and like all that kind of stuff. But I tried getting the Pokemon, right? They had like a whole binder full of like 1990s Pokemon.
Whoa.
And somebody snatched it up before I could get. But it's quite fun going to these estate sales, buying dead people stuff.
Yeah, it's actually really cool to see all the different things. Cool.
So, anyway, I think we were talking about homeowners and stuff. Dude, like every weekend, I spent the entire weekend working on some like home improvement project with my dad. It's like,
wait, what do you mean by home improvement projects?
So
cleaning the house and building new things.
Yeah, but mostly building new things and fixing broken stuff. So we did our entire plumbing together. For like kitchen sink. We hired a few like plumbers, but they weren't the best. They kind of like ran away after a while.
Okay, wait. I have this exact same problem with my house's sink. my sink has leaked so many times over the past 5 years. We have hired hundreds of different plumbers to fix. Not even
just do it yourself.
We tried fixing it. They used a part of my model rocket to fix the sink. They just stuck it in between one of the pipes to hold one of the pipes up. But still, it's broken so many times.
Wait, do you have a RO system?
I have no idea.
Or do you like drink straight from the tap?
No.
Do you have like a filtration system?
No, we don't have one there.
And, do you get it like from a fridge or something?
Yeah, we have a separate water machine where we get.
Oh, do you have like? Are you like one of those people who has like those tanks in the garage?
Yeah, those bottled water.
Yeah.
We have a machine that basically turns that water super hot or super cold, and we just pay for a subscription. So basically, so they give us tanks of water every week, and we just keep the tanks outside and take it, and then we put it inside the machine, and it gives us water, but hot and cold water.
Okay, that's interesting. So if you know the water in this city is like horrible, right? It like tastes. Like,
it has a really
crappy.
unique taste. That's all I can say.
It's just crappy. So that's been the source of most of our problems. So we used to like, you know how at like grocery stores and all they have those water machines where you can fill up your own bottles. We used to do that, and so I mean after a while it kind of got, you know.
Yeah,
stupid because we'd be paying like $3 and have to haul all this water. So we were like, let's put in an RO system. So RO stands for reverse osmosis.
Oh.
So it's just a filtration system. It goes under the sink and it has 2 filters. You know, it's like all science stuff. You know, you can learn it and whatever. But that's been the source of our problems because the guy who installed it. He installed it down the line from the kitchen, from the garbage disposal. So that means so you have to connect your RO to the drain because there's like always some like rejected water and stuff that has to go into the drain.
Yeah, okay.
So he put that drain line down the line from the garbage disposal. So in the US, obviously, you like if you have some like trash in your sink.
Yeah, you have a garbage.
You put it down there and then it grinds it up and then it can go into the drain. But the problem is the RO's drain pipe was like tiny in diameter. So since it was down the drain, all the tiny food particles would get stuck in that pipe. And since water has to exit somehow, it started exiting from other orifices and other areas. So that caused like massive leakage. So then, we called another plumber to try to fix it up. He kind of tried something, it didn't really work, and so we did it ourselves. So we got some like some other stuff, and then we replaced the faucet. Right? And then, I mean, the faucet was like you didn't need to replace it, but like we kind of did.
Why not?
And so, yeah, we did that, and then it still kept leaking. And then my dad had an idea. You take the drain pipe and you like in a countertop. You have a countertop and then your sink, right?
Yeah.
So he routed the drain pipe
into the
underneath one of the faucets, right into the drain pipe, and so that kind of worked out. But like, it was not the best.
It's just sketchy.
So then we decided, you know what? Let's try another approach. So my dad. I think he did something, but he got some like a bigger pipe, like a massive pipe. Okay. So that kind of fixed it. But then we realized the faucet that we just gotten was leaky. Like even when you shut it off,
it would leak.
Water would still come out at the top. So then we paid another $60, and we finally ended our water troubles.
Oh, so it's now fixed?
Yeah.
Bravo! What a story.
Scam call. But yeah.
Wow.
It's been a whole saga, but we got here.
That's a long thing.
You
know, I feel so old, right? I don't know why. My house, it's breaking down. Our heater recently broke. And it just broke one day, just suddenly stopped working. And my faucet, of my bathroom, it's so janky to use that if I move the tap by millimeters, it can completely change the water from scalding cold to scalding hot. Okay,
Dude,
that's a new word, scalding cold.
Just go to Home Depot, right? You can buy that shit, like, stuff for so cheap. Just, like, head to Home Depot and buy a replacement. It's not that hard to change this stuff. It's actually fairly intuitive. And they have, like, instructions on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's fairly intuitive. So, we've replaced all kinds of stuff with like, random ass stuff from Home Depot. And, I think you order online pretty often, right?
Yeah.
So if there's a part that's not available on Home Depot, Amazon has literally everything. So it's honestly not too hard. I mean, I would suggest there's not too much you can screw up. It's pretty simple stuff.
No, I just don't want to look at it because with this type of houses, if you change one old thing, the rest of the old things also need to be changed eventually.
Well, yeah, maybe in terms of like a faucet, then maybe it might not match the decor.
Oh, okay. So,
have you heard that Los Angeles County has reinstated their mask mandate?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's quite interesting because
Wait, is COVID rates going back up? Or
in some places, because now everything's open, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. And on any post on YouTube about any vaccines or anything, the comment section is always filled with anti-vaxxers.
Yeah.
Or like, people suggesting. So that's actually kind of dumb, not gonna lie. So I was watching like a video about Vivek Murthy. So he's like the U.S. Surgeon General.
Oh yeah,
and he was like, everybody's got to like get vaccines and wear masks because like the situation is kind of getting concerning now.
Yep.
Right. And like he even like cited because I'm guessing he's of Indian heritage, right? So he has like family members in India.
Yeah.
He was like, it's very sad. Like 10 people in my family have passed away from this stuff. So, you gotta be careful. And then people down in the comments were like, you know what? Indian people didn't even like believe in coronavirus. So like their 10 deaths were like kind of stupid. So like you shouldn't be like saying any of this stuff. So I thought that was just so stupid.
That's stupid. That's racist on top of it.
I mean, some Indian people. Okay. Don't even get me started about this. There was this one MP or some like government minister type thing, whatever.
Yep.
Who literally said, "I did not get COVID in the second wave because I was, I don't remember drinking or doing something with cow piss."
Oh my god.
I think. Wait, let me just double check.
Is the Indian superstitions coming back up?
And this guy. Have you ever heard of this company called Patanjali?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Do you know about this guy named Baba Ramdev?
Gandhi or Randi?
Ramdev.
No, never heard of it.
Because he's kind of like popular in the north. Basically, he's kind of like the face of this whole Ayurveda movement and stuff. Oh. And he literally, in like July of last year, he announced that he had a drug to cure COVID.
Oh.
And then he published like a whole research with like 100 people. Just 100 people. And then he was like, you know what, it works. So then he tried it. You can buy that drug in Indian grocery stores.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of stupid. And like even the health minister of India, who's like supposed to be promoting like real science.
Yeah.
He just caught promoting this BS drug.
Oh boy. I mean, that's the problem with India. Our culture is so much.
Recently, they replaced the central government kind of like scrubbed the entire government and replaced all the cabinet ministers.
Really? Wow.
And because the funny thing is that the PM PM Modi. He's
Mr.
made
Modi.
himself head of the Department of Science or something.
Wait,
like that.
what? He can do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
But he's
I mean,
prime
yeah,
minister,
you can.
right?
And like he gave like some of his like allies, like other portions, other places on the government.
I did not know he can do that. Make him put himself as head of science.
So anyway, this MLA, or what is this? Some like MP, member of parliament. She said that cow urine is effective against COVID-19. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Wait, did people actually drink it?
Yeah.
Oh my
This is India.
God.
Of course they drink it.
Oh my god. Oh,
Whatever. Yep.
cow urine. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, I am having a mental breakdown here. Who thought it was a good idea to drink cow urine? I know cows are worshipped. We don't.
Yeah, I
eat
know.
them. But drinking the excrement of cows. Why?
See, and then some people even like included this argument that like our ancestors did it.
Ancestors drinking cow urine? They probably didn't have access to water. That's why they
No.
drank it.
Here's the thing. I don't understand this argument that just because your ancestor did something. Ancestors did a lot of things, like openly defecating on the side of the street.
That's why we
Doesn't
live
mean we
longer
should
now.
do it. That doesn't mean we should do it.
Yeah. But yeah, we have a lot of different things in India, especially about food, especially when you have things like... Yeah, some of the things actually help, like... What is it, the yellow powder? Am I getting
Haldi?
it? No.
Turmeric powder?
Turmeric. Actually, it is a very healthy thing to drink
Yeah.
and eat. That's why they put it in Indian food. But you have other things like cow urine, which is like... What?
You know, you can, at the Indian grocery store, you can buy cow, what's it called, manure, or like
Really?
cow poop, basically.
Cow manure,
Dried
yeah.
cow poop. You can use that for fires and stuff, but, I mean,
Actually...
I can tell that some people use it for other purposes.
I mean, it's got to be really healthy for the plants, but...
Yeah, it's good fertilizer. In India, actually, people use it as fuel. There's oftentimes you cannot get like wood or something, right? So
Yeah,
you
stuff
can
for
burn.
fires and anything. Actually, isn't that used? What is that used in ceremonies? Do you know? They use it in ceremonies.
I mean, I'm not Hindu, so I have no idea.
Even I don't know, and I'm not even that religious.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of companies I hate, let's talk about Apple.
Oh boy. Actually, okay. I can stay on for another 45 minutes before I have a class start. So.
Yeah, we can go for like 10 more minutes. It's fine.
Okay, Apple.
Yeah.
Apple.
So, recently, I've been kind of mad at them for some reason. Oh yeah, so I have an iPhone 6, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And so it's
have a
running.
6? Wait, you
Actually,
still have
this
a
is
6?
a good part. Yeah, I have a 6. Right?
6? Wait, how much storage do you have?
16 gigabytes.
Oh my god.
think
I
like
used
2
to
gigs of
have a
RAM.
6S with 16 gigabytes. Thankfully, it died in India. So,
Oh, I had a Galaxy S6 Edge, and I cracked the screen somehow, which is very hard for some reason.
Yeah.
And then the battery just kind of gave up. And even now, this battery's kind of giving up. So I have to charge it every few hours and stuff.
Yeah.
So. But actually, I'm pretty happy with it because it was released in 2014,
And it still works.
7, yeah. And most apps still work, although
Most apps.
some don't.
Move to
yeah.
the Android side, Arnav.
No,
You realize how much
Android's
free...
even worse. 2 years of.
yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
okay, wait.
it depends on the thing.
Here's another recent event. So
Yeah.
looks like OnePlus is kind of becoming closer to Oppo.
Yeah, they're moving upwards in market, right?
Yeah, but they're becoming closer and closer to Oppo. So they're owned by I don't know if you know this, but Vivo, Oppo, and OnePlus.
They all are under one conglomerate.
Yeah, they're owned by BBK Electronics, which sounds like something you'd get at Burger King. But anyway, so they're owned by the same company, but it looks like they're getting kind of like closer. Which is kind of like, I mean, even for the past few years, they've been using like the same hardware for both companies, right? Oh. Slightly tweaking it. But because I think nowadays the parent company is pushing their other cheap phone brand called Realme.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those phones.
Yeah.
They're actually pretty decent.
So I think people have been saying it's like the death of OnePlus, because like everything that OnePlus kind of standard for is kind of like
it's kind of gone
thrown out the window.
I mean, did you see the flop with their newer phone? The one with the new fancy camera?
The one with like the infrared camera type thing?
No, it was that was from before. The one, they were making a camera based on, what was it called? I don't know. The people who went to the moon, the camera people who made the moon camera or something?
Zeiss?
No. There was Heisenberg.
Hasselblad.
Camera. Wait, give me a second.
Hasselblad?
Yeah, Hasselblad. I think.
Wait, what went wrong with that? I kind of stopped following OnePlus.
It wasn't that great, actually. It was pretty mediocre for...
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
Plus camera. Let's see.
That's kind of, yeah. But anyway, you own a OnePlus Find X?
I own an Oppo Reno.
Oh, Oppo Find X.
The Oppo Reno, the original Oppo Reno.
Oh, yeah, Reno. Yeah, how is it?
It's still pretty decent after all these years. It still has a full screen display. I don't have any cameras on my display. It pops up. It's such an...
Does it still work?
It still works. It still works perfectly fine, actually. Okay, but I do have some gripes with it. One, it is way too easy to call the emergency numbers service. There have been a number of times where it's been in my pocket. I've called 911 at school, at my house. I'm pretty sure the 911 people know me really well already.
Wait, don't you get like a fine for like...
Yeah, calling too much?
Yeah.
Luckily, so the main problem was, actually I just updated the service, updated the thing. It's harder now, but I can still, from the home screen, if I open it onto the lock screen, it just says emergency call. If I just touch it, it just calls. But yeah, I put a new case on it, and so it's not been calling 911 ever since, hopefully. But they've stopped updating this phone because it's an older phone, the Oppo Reno, the original. I mean,
what you can do is, if you want to, you can use something like what's it called? I literally forgot. It's like what's it called? It's like some Legion OS or like some like Legacy OS or something like that, where you can download it on like an old I think have you heard of Cyanogen mod?
No,
or Cyanogen?
No.
Basically, I think back in the day, in like 2013 and stuff, you used to be able to like download the newest version of Android onto any like new phone or any old phone and stuff.
Yeah, you can still do that actually for most everything.
Yeah, you can do that. So I think if you want, you can do that. Have you like done like customization or something?
I've not done much actually. The only thing I've really done is change the what is it called? I forgot the name.
The launcher?
Yeah, the launcher. I've changed the launcher. I've done some other things. Like, for example, I'm currently using a beta version of the newest version, which is technically not the newest version. But yeah, I actually signed into the program because I'm here in a different country than where their main phones are usually sold. So I can easily get the beta because there's a limited amount of spots they'll give you the beta, right? But because I'm in a country that no one uses the phone, I can easily get the beta. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, the phone, it works okay. except for messaging. Messaging is a huge pain in the ass.
Why?
Sometimes I don't get messages on time. If I use, Signal, right?
Yeah.
The Signal app? I get messages 3 to 4 hours later after they originally sent it.
But do like SMS work? Does SMS work?
Originally, SMS didn't work with this. Apple, the groups, when you have groups of people together, it used to send individual people. It would individually send each message in different chats. So I was really confused at the beginning. But then I moved to the Google messaging service.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
it works better now.
See, Google, I used to use Google Messaging when I had a Samsung. And that's like perfect because then you could use it on web and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, there was a lot of bloatware on this phone. So I had to...
Did you get rid of it?
Yeah, I had to cleanse it all out.
Even Apple comes with so much bloatware. Here, I can like literally name. So we have calendar, photos, maps.
That's pretty useful,
weather.
Right?
I don't use them though. I have like a whole like stupid app section. Safari, iTunes, University,
Safari,
Apple Store, tips, pages, numbers, find friends, home, watch, books, Keynote. Like who even like so dumb. And you can't like. You couldn't uninstall some of these, but some of them like Safari. Like, why do I need Safari?
Yeah.
Safari's kind of trash.
Move to Android.
No. I'm gonna get an iPhone next time, though.
Yeah, if you're in the ecosystem already, it's pretty...
No, I'm not even in the ecosystem. I just think they make superior phones.
Yeah, they have the longest lasting. They keep their phones alive for a long time.
That's actually pretty important. Even if their specs aren't the best, the performance is still amazing. Like, animations are so smooth on here, even though it's 7 years old at this point.
That's the main problem with Android phones, especially when you have smaller brands. The support of the phones go away after 2 to 3 years.
Mm-hmm. I heard some of the newer brands have kind of pledged to support longer. Because that kind of that reminds me. Remember, in September when companies started ditching the AC adapter.
Yeah, the AC. Why?
That's the dumbest stuff.
Apple said it's because it creates more pollution. We all know they do it because it's cheaper for them to manufacture phones.
Even then, it might reduce a little bit of pollution, right?
Yeah. There's actually a lot. There's a lot of Android companies that remove the charger, but you can just ask and they'll give a free one.
I think that's fine. Actually, that's a better way to do this.
Yeah.
Because, you are reducing the waste, but at the same time, you're not fleecing your customers for as much money as you can.
Actually, you know what? That brings an interesting topic. I have a friend who... She's on that Apple Care software thing, or whatever the thing is.
Warranty.
She uses her phone so much that within a year, she'll break it. Even the newest phone. She'll break it over and over again. Because she's under... And here's the thing. She's under the certain rules or something that you can get a new replacement phone if you break your phone within a certain period of time. She will just break it, not even on purpose. She'll break it accidentally, and she'll get a free phone. She's on her third. What is it? iPhone, whatever the newest one is. She's on her third one of that. It's holy crap.
How? Okay, I kind of can't say anything for that because that's actually kind of smart. Even if she's not doing it on purpose, at least it's good that she's being able to. She's not having to pay thousands of dollars for a new phone.
Yeah, but I know
my mom's XR kind of broke for no reason. So first time, I kind of I had it in my pocket.
Yeah,
and no case because the case kind of slipped off somewhere. And so I was sitting for eating something, right? Yeah. I had a table and I had a tile floor underneath.
Oh,
a real tile, not some vinyl stuff. So, so I was sitting, and then since no case, it's an iPhone, right? So very, very slippery. So it just slips out, lands face first on the tile floor, totally cracked.
Oh.
And so then we got back to... we were in India at the time. So we got back to the U.S. I don't remember. Yeah, I think we got it fixed, or we got it replaced. Something else happened, so we got it fixed or replaced. And then one day I got home from, I think, somewhere, and my mom told me, like, it just, like, stopped working. like we even plugged it in, we left it there for a bit, and it just stopped working. So we went to the Apple store, and we got, like, a free replacement. Like, that
Really?
Was, like, yeah.
What?
It was, like, crazy.
Dang.
But that's why I'd stick with Apple. We didn't even pay for any Apple Care or anything. I think we got it for free. So that's why I'd stick with Apple.
Oh. But,
developing. See, here's my main gripe. Developing for Apple is just like horrible. Especially things like getting your like app on the App Store. And,
that's a big problem. I mean, there's a lot of people suing Apple over that stuff, right? I mean, what was it?
Epic Games.
Epic Games. That lawsuit is still going, right?
I think they ended it.
They ended?
I don't remember.
Well.
Okay. Both parties in that lawsuit were kind of dumb.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Epic Games and Apple. Epic Games wanted too much.
Epic Games was like bad.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to mobilize their like army of 12-year-olds. Well, Apple was kind of bad because like what they were doing was actually kind of wrong.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they took what, 1/3 of the cut, or
30%.
30%, yeah.
But that's why Microsoft is saying that we won't take any percentage of the cut when you.
But the only problem with that is that there's going to be so much bloatware and crappy apps on the App Store. I mean, how much does Microsoft already moderate the content on their App Store?
I don't know, but there's like a bunch of like fake stuff.
Yeah.
On there. But I've been using Microsoft. I didn't really use like actual like Microsoft Store because a lot of this stuff I just download from the web.
Yeah.
But it's like okay at best. This reminds me. I remember we have a few Windows phones too.
I have one too.
Windows. They were actually not bad.
I know, it's super surprising looking at it now.
Their interface was so modern.
Yeah, with
compared
the boxes.
To like other competitors.
Wait,
like,
which one do you have? I have the Nokia, an old Nokia phone.
I have a lot of. I have like 2 Nokias from that time.
Yeah, I remember the box window things.
And like their design of the phones was amazing.
Yeah, I actually really like
pretty
it.
Revolutionary.
You know
I think the main. I'm sorry.
No, let me just add on real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, my first phone was supposed to be that Nokia phone, but turns out it was too much of a problem putting a SIM card in that phone. Yeah, so I just got an iPhone.
Even in the one we had, it was kind of hard, but it was still amazing. Like the design, it's like really, so far ahead of its time.
Actually, let me check out the new Nokia phones. I haven't seen any of them.
They're not bad. Okay, they're actually pretty good. I actually like them. I kind of want one, but they kind of like refocused, and they're more focused on their network equipment now more than their phones. And they're kind of like doing actually pretty well since so many Western countries kind of banned Huawei from giving them 5G modems and stuff. So now Nokia's actually doing fairly well, and they still make their feature phones like those small keypad ones.
Yeah. Actually, I still really like those phones.
That was like supposed to be my first phone, so I was going to buy it from India because you could like roll up to like a random shop and get it there.
Yeah.
But then due to things like GSM and all that stuff, we didn't get it. But I still like them, you know. And that's like, what more do you need a phone for?
Yeah.
Like texting, making some
I was
calls,
planning for my
Snake.
next phone to be not one of the newer phones, probably an older Nokia phone, because I really don't know the purpose of owning such a powerful device nowadays. Aside from using apps like Discord and all the messaging services.
Use it on phone.
Well, I use it a lot actually, but aside from that,
how are you able to do that? How are you able to like show that you're like not online at all times?
Because I never use Discord. I still have it on my phone, but I don't use it at all.
So I have notifications turned off on Discord. So.
Yeah, me too. Because it would ping me in the middle of the night. It would be so many messages. That's why I never respond to anything on Discord. Because I never check it. So.
Oh. I use the desktop version. It's not bad.
My desktop version screwed up my computer, so. Oh. Yeah, but the new Nokia phones, I mean, don't you think all the newer phones look exactly the same nowadays?
Yeah, glass sandwich,
Yeah, glass sandwich with the whole
all
cutout.
screen to screen, maybe like a few.
I'm just thinking,
cutouts.
Doesn't it cost more just to make a whole cutout in your screen than just making a notch on top or some kind of, not a notch, I mean like
But
a
that
bar
I
on top?
actually like. Okay, not gonna lie, the hole actually looks kind of cool. Not gonna lie.
You like the hole?
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's
Looks
such a
good.
weird design thing, though.
No, but it's fine. It's just tinier. I'd rather have a larger screen.
With a hole in it?
Yeah, it's fine.
Wait, give me a second.
It looks modern too. I don't know what you were thinking.
Wait, okay, wait. Wait, you are fine with the hole.
Mm-hmm.
As a person who uses a phone that doesn't have a hole, I'm thinking, how can you live with a hole in your screen?
As a person who lives with massive chins and foreheads, like I can imagine a hole looks so futuristic and modern.
But having no hole looks even more futuristic.
How does this look futuristic? Like what? Maybe your screen does because it's all screen.
Because I have a pop-up camera,
Still,
which comes with
pop-up
its own
camera
problems.
is just
Yeah, it's gonna break at one point.
it's a liability.
Yeah. Well, it hasn't broken since.
So would you be more in support of a notch?
No, I would be more in support of... There are other making displays nowadays.
Yeah, I know.
With
They
the
they
underscreen.
actually released the phone with
Oh, yeah. What was that?
but I actually don't like that stuff.
The underscreen
First of
camera?
all, yeah. Because here's my main problem with it.
Mhm.
I'm just kind of scared that
Yeah.
people are gonna start recording when
Without you even noticing.
yeah. At least here,
Mhm.
I can kind of cover it up and stuff.
Yeah.
But I can imagine in the future, some devices will ship where it's very hard to notice.
That's not a problem with me, because my camera literally needs to pop out of my phone to be used, so...
Well, I mean, yeah. Actually, that's actually a pretty good idea.
So, I'll notice it when it's being used.
Are you the type of person to tape your webcam?
No, I'm not. Are you?
I don't know. I'm kind of... See, on laptops, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can just close your laptop.
Mhm.
And, even when, if some, random guy was spying on me, all he'd see would be my face just staring at the screen.
Yeah.
Right? On desktops, I don't know.
mean, that's
I have this
Mhm.
iMac, right?
Yeah.
So it has this built-in camera right here.
Mhm.
And I don't know, because I use this room for other stuff, so if somebody was recording...
Mhm. That's why I don't own a webcam on my computer.
I have
Privacy.
see, what I used to do, before it kind of got too clunky, is I had this old Logitech webcam,
Mhm.
right, that I just put over my main webcam, and I could articulate it both ways,
Yeah.
so that way you can kind of control,
Mhm.
what people were seeing.
Mhm.
And that was actually pretty cool, because you could also control the focus on it.
Oh, man.
So instead of having to rely on autofocus,
Mhm.
which can be kind of dodgy at some point.
Yeah. Especially the tracking thing. I used to have a Logitech camera with that tracking thing. When you moved around, the camera would move.
Mm-hmm.
Or the screen will sense you. That was pretty dodgy. It was not very good. But,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of said, at the beginning, I actually thought of using, a mic and stuff for Zoom calls, and then
Mhm.
thought that was kind of overkill, though.
Yeah. Nokia phones. Nokia 8, the 5G UW. This is a stupid sounding name.
Okay, so 5G, ultra-wideband, is, I think, what it stands for.
But what does UW stand for? Ultra wide?
Ultra-wideband.
What does that exactly mean, ultra wideband?
I have no idea.
No, it's for the
I just
ultra
heard
wide
it.
camera.
No. ultra wideband 5G.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 5G network. It only has a 75657 Snapdragon.
Ultra wideband is a radio technology that uses low energy levels for short range, high bandwidth. Oh, it's like the fast 5G.
It's saying it has 2,000 megabyte per second.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's like for the fast connections.
I mean,
but for like the longer, because the thing with those connections is that those radio waves can easily be blocked, right?
Yeah.
So I think these phones nowadays can switch between that and then using lower energy 5G.
Okay, just a quick final topic to talk about because I have to go soon.
Yeah. Then we can, And
what are your thoughts on 5G, especially 5G phones nowadays?
Okay, see, I don't understand it because nowadays every new phone kind of it's they put the 5G moniker right next to their name, right? And I kind of don't know because when I was growing up, right?
Yeah.
And we switched from 3G to 4G. At least then you could tell the difference.
Yeah.
It was pretty obvious. But now with 5G, since it has going through walls and stuff like that.
What am I saying? Such short range, especially
for at least ultra wide range.
Yeah.
Which is the one that they always advertise. I don't really know how to feel about this.
What's really the point of it?
Yeah, it just seems like 4G on minor steroids.
Minor steroids. But it's a big leap in technology, but it's not a big leap in the way we used to think it was.
Yeah. That's another thing. Everybody was saying you get Internet of Things and literally all the cars could talk to each other and stuff. Nobody has done that.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's the problem nowadays. Two things: the overgeneralization of technology, where everything almost seems exactly the same, and how powerful technology has gotten. It's gotten to the point where we really don't know what to do with such powerful things, aside from things like self-driving cars and all the other things. What's the point of having a phone on 5G that can stream so many different videos at one time, when I'm probably never going to stream so many videos at one time?
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. You a regular person can't use that speed or that capability. Obviously, if you had it connected hotspot into two other devices, maybe then. But the regular person doesn't do that. Maybe one device at most. So you can't use your the entire capability.
Yeah, that's a problem. We have such powerful devices, but we really can't use the full potential of the device. So what's the point of having such a?
Yeah, how modern phones and stuff have maybe on computers it's graphics cards and stuff. But even then, if you have a 3090, what's the point?
What's the point? Yeah.
Unless you're doing, unless you're pulling a heavy.
Even 1080 nowadays, especially with the shortage of the GPUs and all the chips.
Can you even get a 1080?
Recently, I saw you can get 2070s on eBay. It's a bit expensive, but the price has definitely dropped. No, you can't get it. But yeah, the price has dropped on some things, but it's still pretty hard to get anything.
Go away.
Who are you talking to?
Wait.
Hello?
Give me a second.
Hello?
God. Where did it go?
Can you hear me, little child?
Don't throw your card.
Okay.
Be nicer.
Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd build my custom rig yet. This iMac is still going strong.
Yeah, but
still
still
I do Blender, I do DaVinci.
If you can still use it, use it. The only reason
Yeah.
I switched computers is because, one, I can use it for a project.
What are your specs?
I'm using actually a super old Radeon card. I got it for what, $60? But I have a pretty modern processor, last gen 3500.
Ooh, okay, that's good.
It's a pretty good CPU, but my GPU sucks.
Wait, I remember, in, a few years ago, you told me you bought a 1050 Ti.
Yes, I did.
Can't you just use that? Or did you,
No, that's not in my computer. No, it's in my sister's computer. So, sadly.
Wait,
no,
why did you switch, though?
Switch computer? Oh, no, I just built this computer by itself. So I just kept that 1050 in that computer. I didn't switch the GPUs because, one, this GPU is actually supposed to be slightly stronger than the 1050. And two, it's because AMD compatibility, especially on my Pop OS thing, it's either all... But last time I checked, it was either all NVIDIA and Intel or all AMD. So...
Interesting. I actually built a few computers, I think, in the summer of 2018. So, I was in India, right?
Yeah.
So, we had my uncle, he had a few computers lying around, so I was just kind of tinkering with them. And that was fun. This might be a story for another time.
Yeah.
But, that was we hired a computer guy to fix it, and he kind of stole one of our motherboards. And just gave us another one, which we already owned though. So it was fun. I that's kind of where I learned a lot of my computers. But surprisingly, they were running Ubuntu.
They were running Ubuntu, really?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Probably because it's free, but
yeah. But yeah.
So, I fixed up one for my uncle, and that had some pretty shitty specs, but it was fine. It's an i3 or i5. I don't know what gen.
Yeah.
Integrated graphics at first. Some gigabyte motherboard. I had no idea what it was. A stock Intel cooler. No intakes. No out. No intakes. No. It's kind of passive, except for the single fan. And then we did get a GPU. Okay, so the GPU we got was, I think, 4,000 rupees, which is what?
It's
4,000 divided by 70.
50, I don't know rate right now. 50, 60 bucks?
60 bucks. We got a GT 730.
A GT 730? Really?
Yeah.
They're still selling those, or on the offer? How did you get your hands on? That's vintage.
It's not bad.
I mean,
it's actually more expensive here. It's almost $100, but it's not bad. And a tiny cooler, and it kind of worked. It's fine.
It's 2000s. What was that release? GT something. But yeah, that is vintage.
It's using, I think, Fermi. I have no idea what that means, but it's on the Fermi Kepler Maxwell architecture.
Okay, so it's an older architecture.
Yeah.
Actually, we should end this soon. We're approaching 1 hour 25 minutes.
Oh shoot!
This is gonna be long.
Okay. Here, I'll just do an outro. Anyway, so I guess we talked about many different topics.
Yeah.
So I think next week we might do a bit more concentrated, but I think this conversation style is good. We might discuss an actual topic.
Yeah, when we can talk back and forth.
And maybe we might have a guest on next week.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. And so I guess that's it for this time.
Yep.
I hope you enjoyed listening, and until next time, have a nice day.
Goodbye.
That's it for this week's episode.
If you have any suggestions, episode ideas, or feedback, please leave a comment on our YouTube channel.
Thank you for listening to today's episode, and until next time, have a nice day.